Jai Shri Krishna and welcome to Healthy, Happy and Peaceful Life with 7 steps. And this 18 weeks program, which we started on Guru Purnima. And today is the session 13. But during this time, we had wonderful programs because we got an opportunity to go through Guru Purnima, Krishna Janmashtami, and now Sharad Purnima. Last week was Sharad Purnima. And then prior to that, it was Dashera. Now next week will be Diwali. So I think these are the 4 months are a special blessing. And especially we are using Bhagavad Gita, and in couple of weeks, there will actually 3-4 weeks, there will be Gita Jayanti. So all the teachings are based on Bhagavad Gita as well as spirituality and experiences and aap sabka support and learning from each one of you, from your vibrations, from your silent and from your silent questions. Sometimes they come and Supreme Power answers it. So this is based on, again, lot of teaching have been taken from 108 Mantras book and also my question and God's answers. I'm SatyaKalra, your host and founder of pathtoanandam, with the blessing of Swami Hariharji Maharaj. The organization, the non-profit organization was founded, the name of pathtoanandam. His guidance, though he had left body about 20+ years ago, but his continuous support, his messages, guidance, all these books and organization have been founded. And I met him in 2093, and he asked me to teach Bhagavad Gita. And with his blessing, I took his message very seriously. And I start teaching in the PowerPoint presentations, which was very different than what people usually teach. And in those days, now it's different, but in those days, people really enjoyed it because they could actually see what I'm presenting and they could relate to it. So again, welcome to today's session, which is the most easiest way to connect with Supreme Power. We all want to be connected. Many times you hear from people, oh, you are more connected to God. You are so close to God. We're all close to God because God is within us. So we don't have to be close to God. We are with God all the time. But how to experience it, how to realize it, how to live in that awareness that, yes, this is a message coming from God, it's not me. So contents of today's session is based on Om mantra and its power and how to practice it and what are the benefits, the power of Om, the benefits, and how to chant it, how to meditate on it. And there are actions and tips to practice in our life and of course, every day. And it is based on, again, as I said, Bhagavad Gita's main, because the Bhagavad Gita's chapter 8 and also Upanishads, the Om mantra, basically, to me, Gita is the GPS of life. Along with Om mantra, which made the guiding light for me, lot of verses, messages are taken from chapter 8 because it's an Akshar Brahma Yoga. Simple Akshar, which takes us from all these miseries, these worldly desires, anger, greed, ego, fear, worries, diseases, all the problems in life. Through this mantra, we go beyond, where union with God and self-realization. So we feel the union with supreme power, which we can say Lord Krishna or Jesus or whatever the name is, but also the self-realization who I am. So this is mainly the duality part, where we connect like Meera. She was connected with Lord Krishna. That was the duality, Meera and Lord Krishna. And here, non-duality. With Om mantra, you go within and you feel no separation anymore. And that's where the non-duality part is. Supreme power and I am one. And as Arjuna asked that question, very beginning, when he lost his heroism and he went into deep Vishad, and Lord Krishna guided him. But before Lord Krishna guided him, Arjuna had a totally faith in Lord Krishna, asked for the guidance with humbleness and surrender, and says, Karpanya dosho pahit swabhava, paschami tvam dharma sammur chetaha, yachasai syani nishchitam bruhi tanme, shishyasteham shadi mam tvam karpanya. So praying to Lord Krishna that even during this session, please give me the humbleness, give me the total faith, connection with you, so I can fully surrender to you and guide me. So we are all guided with your light. So the whole team here, the whole group is guided with your blessings. As Lord Krishna had given 3 advices, many advices he gave, many verses, but 3 advices he gave. First, verse 245, Nistray Guno Bhav Arjuna. Arjuna, go beyond your limitation, go beyond your gunas, tamsik, rajasik, sattvic, and become gunatit. Then you qualify to merge with me. And then he says also, Yogi Bhav, in chapter 16, verse 44, he says, Yogi Bhav, you become the yogi. But here he says, Yogi Yukto Bhav, how you can become yogi, how you can go beyond gunas and become gunatit. First, you have to become Yog Yukta. You have to live in the consciousness of me all the time. So he says, oh Arjuna, be established in yoga at all times. Live in God's consciousness, in my consciousness, and have a goal, supreme goal of life, to realize me, realize your true nature, your true being. And now, how to live in his consciousness all the time? Is it easy? I think that is very difficult. We all know that because we have many other activities in life. So how could we be so easily thinking about God all the time? And he gives such a beautiful message. He gives the sulabh, the most easiest path. Here it says sulabh path, which is here Arjuna, but to me sulabh path gives the most easiest path. How to be nitya yuktasya yogina, how to live in his consciousness. And he says, I am the most sacred syllabus. so simple, teen akshar ka, so potent. It can transform people. So he says, Anyanan cheta satatam yom, mam smriti mittisha, I'm sorry, mam smriti mittisha, tasyam sulabh partha, nityuktasya yoginam. Hey Arjun, I am easily attainable by one who always thinks of me alone with undivided attention, because he's always united with me. So now, how we can utilize this Om mantra, who's the most sacred mantra, to unite with him. But before we do that, he also says, Om iti akshram brahma, vivaran mamu smarnam, ya prayati tajam deyam sa yati paramam gati. That one not only goes beyond his limitations, but even during the lifetime, he can also live happily, peacefully. And I wanted to share with you this, what came to me as a Om. To me, Om is ultimately Anandamm. Union with self. U means union. A means not only Anandamm, but how you get into Anandamm, you become aware, you analyze the things, you become Vivek. This is to analysis means Vivek. Awareness means Jagrati. We become aware that where we are, who we are, through experiencing Anandamm, by uniting with supreme power, and ultimately we go beyond Maya, body and mind, birth and death, by oneness with moksha. And actually, if you in Upanishad, it also talks about quite a bit the shape of the Om mantra, that the lower part is the wakeful state, which we are just right now. This is where we are. But when we go into deep sleep at night, then we go a little bit beyond, because at that time the body is tired. We cannot think, and we just overtaken with the deep sleep. But at what time, what happens? Here it comes a dreaming stage. First 4 hours of sleeping, we go into deep sleep, provided that before going to bed, we do recite the Om mantra. But what happens after, which is actually the day after 4 hours, 5 hours, it is called Brahma Muhurt. With that, from that Brahma Muhurt, with meditation practices, we go to the supreme conscious state, which is called Turiya state or absolute state, oneness state. But pay attention to this one, the dreaming stage in between. If we do not get up for the Brahma Muhurta, that is the time we start getting the dreams. Could be bad dreams, could be good dreams. Whatever the concern of our days or our life is, that's the time we get that. That's why it is called get up at Brahma Muhurta stage and focus on it rather than going back to bed and then dreaming about it. So what is Om to me? This is what the Om has come to me. And I just wanted to share with you that, of course, this is Om is the music of sound, of soul. We have all heard that. But actually, if you close your eyes and pay attention, you will hear the sound of birds and music through your ears. This is a sound. This is the wavelength. Wavelength of the Om mantra is beyond the sound and beyond the light. That's why when we are meditating on Om, we get such a strong messages when we are connected with it, from the Supreme and the messages. And that's where it is called Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. creation, maintenance, like Brahma, the creation, the awareness, Vishnu, union, and moksha, Mahesh with moksha. And all this is once you experience that, you will feel that he is that supreme power of that energy, and experience that energy, that according to physics, everything is vibration. And with Om, we do feel that energy, as Durga Ma. Durga is known for Shakti, Lakshmi, Saraswati, all known for Lakshmi. We talked about it. Shakti, Bhakti, Mukti. These are all the energies we are talking about, because Om is an energy. As our granted Akshay said, Om is God without body. Means he's energy. He is not the Sakar Roop, but that pure energy root, which we feel it. Here it says past, present, future. This requires actually a different session, but I will give you just a glimpse of it. When we do the meditation on Om, we develop the capabilities. Or it's not we develop the capabilities, it automatically comes. We go into our past lives. We are also in the present. We live in the awareness, awake state. We also know the future. And you get those reflections. And there are many stories I can share with you on these parts that many times, as I said, when I get into some difficulty and where is it beyond my tolerance, I always ask God, which karma is coming now? How can I handle it? And he gives me the vision from this previous life. This was the case, and that's why I am here in the present. And this is then also, it comes for the future. Many times, sometimes we hear the future, and I don't want to share it that much, but my family calls me that I'm a psychic, and I just give them the things in the advance. And but this is not me. This is all the power of Om. So Om is really a past, present, and future. It's a conscious, subconscious, superconscious level, awakening stage. And you hear a lot of your inner voices, which are the voice coming from supreme power. So to me, Om is real name of all of us. It's my name is Om, your name is Om. Everything is Om in the universe. Om is one of the supreme power, which is all in one and all in all. So Om is love, peace, Anandamm. And Om is the path to Anandam. And that's Om is why it is so sulabh. We will talk about it. But basically here it says, easiest mantra to contemplate on self. Constant recitation of Om mantra with each breath. This is a secret. Sansan di mala nal jappa mein tera naam. Every breath has to go. Cannot go without Om in our body. That's what our practice requires. And once we start doing it, it becomes so easy. We don't have to do anything. We become on autopilot. When we are breathing, autopilot is also Om is going with it and purifying us and transforming us. And in Patanjali's yoga, it says it helps for disappearance of obstacles and turning inward of consciousness, means calm, krodh, loh, moh, ankar, all those our enemies disappear or start reducing it. So Om is the cosmic sound that transforms human to divine mortality. इंसान को भगवान बनाता है. Or I would say from Jeev to Jeev Atma, it realizes the Jeev Atma. From Jeev Atma, it makes one Dharmatma. And from Dharmatma, it makes a Mahatma. And from Mahatma, it makes one to Paramatma. This is the process. So the breath, every breath, and again, japping the Om mantra It's not just reciting with the Om, malas and all that, because your sans is your breath, is your mala, and it has to come with bhava, with intentions, with feelings, not just because Om mind se kar rahe hain. We have to be fully connected with it. And these are the popular, or these are the my favorite verses. I took it from chapter 8. I took it from other ones, but these were the one which I already shared this one, Nitya Yuktasya Yogina. But here is the focus, my whole practice with the Om Iti Aksharam Brahma. Of course, Om is Brahma, but how am I going to Vyavaran and Mamu Smanam? How I'm going to remember it all the time, and how I'm going to bring it in my behavior. So I qualified for Paramam Gati. And it comes with it says beautifully here, Punarjanmana Vidyate. It means we don't go beyond the birth and death over and over. We go beyond birth and death. And when it says birth and death does not mean that just when the body dies, but it also when we are in a difficult situation, or we have our calm, krodh, lobh, mode, ahankar, those habits, those qualities, vices, I call it, our enemies, which puts us down to our tamasic level and takes us to rajasic level. Those are the one which we can go beyond it. So by practicing those habits, those vices will gradually start dissolving. और उनका फिर पुनर्जन्म नहीं होता है. It means we do not experience those difficulties. Things will happen, but we are not affected. So every day, with every breath, we have a new life. So Punarjanma is not that we just die and rebirth, but anytime we go beyond our limitations, that is the death of my previous vices, and that is my Punarjan. And then beyond Punarjan, I go to Anandamm. So power of Om. How to live and how to die. These are the practices, basically, how we practice it, because Lord Krishna emphasizes it, that how to practice it. He says, with the breath, take the Om in the middle of our eyebrows, which is the 6th chakra. But prior to that, put it in your 4th chakra here, in the heart chakra. Because putting in the mind, it's a very, very difficult in between the eyebrows. So start with your heart. And he says, put it in your heart. It says one who has time of death. It's not just a time of death. Every breath we take it, it's a life. And every breath comes out, it's a death. If breath does not come, that's a death. So every breath going in and out is Punarjanma. So at the time of death means with every breath, we should take Om mantra, but we cannot do with eyebrow sitting in meditation, because this is basically saying how we should die. We should take the Om mantra and put it in our 6 chakras and go beyond it. Don't even stop it, because it will fill your whole forehead, face, and then it will take you beyond it. So constantly reciting the Om mantra from heart to head through our nose brings health, happiness, and peace, and beyond. And I call beyond Param Dham. That's where the ultimate goal of life is. So this is a process. What does Om do? See, we have all this in our system. Sometimes we are egoistic, sometimes we are worried, sometimes we are something bothering is. All these things we all have within ourselves. But when we put the Om mantra, you see all these kind of little bit going beyond it. And see how Om mantra is going hard, stronger, and they are becoming less and less. And then here, see, they become even lesser with Om mantra's power, and they disappear because the aura of Om mantra, the energy of Om mantra has taken, it filled the whole body. Just watch how the negativity is disappearing from the body. See the power of this such a potent mantra. The whole body is filled with Om mantra. And the whole aura has changed. This is what it says in Bhagavad Gita. When the spirituality is higher in the body or in the person, the aura of the person changes. So you can see the different auras. See here, you see, first it comes yellow, then it becomes this, and then becomes white. So the aura's color keep changing. But prior to that, with the different auras, you will have a red, and then it goes to orange, and then yellow, and then it becomes green or pink, and then blue, and all these colors keep changing. But finally, ultimately, the golden light comes. Thank you. So, along with Om mantra, the benefits we get, we saw the power of Om mantra, but the benefit we get here is we transform. Our body transforms because we become healthy. Our mind transforms because the Om mantra basically transforms our body, which gives us a health, mind, which is the emotions, it takes our worries free, and then connects us to our supreme power, the soul. So it gives us all these different divine, we develop all these divine qualities. And Lord Krishna also says, I am Shama. In chapter 16, he talks about quite a bit about divine qualities. Actually, whole chapter is dedicated to the divine qualities, but we become more aware, abundant. We develop the contentment, calmness, equanimity. We develop the confidence in ourselves. We become fearless, have more patience, healthy, happy, blissful life. We feel divine. We feel like we are no separate than supreme power. We feel all the time loving, caring, and in peace. And then, of course, Satchit Ananda. Why? Because Lord Krishna says, Devi Sampad Vimokshaya. All these qualities are required to transform, to experience his presence in us. If we are angry, we cannot feel his presence. If we are fearful, we cannot feel his presence. If we are sick, like we have a strong toothache or any sickness, we take so many painkillers and all that, and we cannot feel his presence because we are all the time sleepy and we are not ourselves anymore. Or if we have some difficulty in the family, at that time we are also shattered or worried and we cannot feel his presence, even though we say, God, help me, but that connection becomes weaker. But at Om mantra, what does it do? It connects us to soul. It brings us awareness. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where will I go from here? And what is the purpose of my life? We all know here because we are all on the spiritual practices with Gita, but if you go to many people, and even many, many years ago, I thought my purpose of life was to be a good wife and just raise the kids and build my career and get more education and all the worldly material, Maya, 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 until I came in contact with gurus, read Bhagavad Gita, also with Om mantra. And what it does basically, it awakens the guru within us. Then when I say guru within us, in Bhagavad Gita, also in the chapter, very last verse in chapter 28, it says that once you are connected with me, we are so much connected, then reading Vedas and all those things becomes a small thing for you because you already get that knowledge within yourself. And it truly happens. Before even I start reading Bhagavad Gita, when I prior to that, I had about this Om mantra came in my life at 1977, and I started reading Bhagavad Gita in 93 or in 90s, first early 90s. During that time, when I started reading Bhagavad Gita, I realized that this is all I see in my visions, because I was also writing. I didn't know what I was writing, but I just used to take the notes and all that. And I compared those notes. So in point, I'm saying with Om mantra, the guru awakens within, the knowledge start pouring without even we realize that we are getting that knowledge. And aap sabko ye experience hai. When you read Bhagavad Gita or do mantras or meditation, whatever, all of a sudden you get those ideas which you never thought about it. And many times you hear that when we read this verse of Bhagavad Gita, it gives us a new meaning each time, and the meaning keeps coming and coming. This is where our inner guru is awakened and is guiding us. So what happens? What ultimately it makes us? See this black thing I showed here? This is the Maya. This is the Dukhalaya. And this is the Mrityumay Sansar Sagara. And Om mantra takes us, Bhagavad Gita takes us, Mrityumay Sansar se beda lagata par mein. This is what mantras and Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna says, I am this Om mantra, I am that Brahman, Om iti aksharam Brahma. So there is no separation, because Om is the invisible form of Lord Krishna. It is a power, the energy. So power of Om mantra again, it makes one Om Mai. Entire body becomes this Om, 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 and then love, peace, Anandamm, from the heart it comes. So the person is transformed and liberated, and he's worry-free, greed-free, desire-free, calm, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankar, jealousy, and resentment, all the 5+2 enemies. Eventually one becomes free by gradually, little by little. And one realizes the true nature, that purpose of my life is to attain my true nature, and I am that Anandamm. I am that love. I am that peace. I am divine. So I am, and not only that, I am Anandamm, and so is everybody else. It's not that I am, because that's the ego part. That's a small I comes there, where it says I am Anandamm. It's not a I that the small I is talking, which is the Satya body is talking. This I, the supreme I, which makes the bridge between whole universe, and ultimately feels peace, Anandamm. And it all starts within one, and then it goes to beyond one body. It goes to the nearest and dearest one in the family, the community, and in the nation and the whole universe. One merges with whole universe and does not see the difference. So the ultimate benefit is connection of body, mind, and supreme power, and then ultimately takes us to Paramdham. That's why I call it, this is the path to Paramdham, because how it heals our body. Basically, Om Mantra activates the pharmaceutical factory within us. We have the pharmaceutical factory. Our liver, our pancreas makes the insulin, but when it stops making the insulin, then one gets the insulin from outside. But insulin is made in our body itself. Pancreas makes it, heart makes it. Heart makes all the hormones and enzymes, cholesterol levels to balance it. Our adrenal glands make the cortisol, but they also make the endorphins to calm us down. So our body is a pharmaceutical factory, and with Om, it rejuvenates it. It heals us. That's why you notice that many saints, they say, I have never taken a medicine, because they meditate, they get that supreme energy within. That body produces all the healing elements, whatever they need. And it calms also mind, all the emotions, as I showed before, transformed into our divine qualities, which takes us to moksha. That's where, when Arjuna got disheartened, went into Vishad, his body started shivering. Means his body was taken over the toxins in his system. He couldn't even stand anymore. His mind was disturbed. But with Lord Krishna's Gyan, Gita Gyan, he gets his memory back. And he says, Nashto moha smrati labda, tvat prasadan maya yod, sthito asmin gat sandeya, karishe vachanam tav. Then he remembers who he is, what are his responsibilities as a Kshatriya to perform his responsibility. And then he says, karishe vachanam tav. Similarly, when we are disheartened, when we are depressed, when we are angry, we forget who we are, and we just do the things we're not supposed to be doing. And then, but when we calm down with Om Mantra, we remember that who we are. We are that pure soul, Satchit Ananda, and we become happy, peaceful, and union with Supreme Power, Paramdham. So in summary, Om Mantra leads to self-realization. Body, it takes us beyond body, mind, soul to Paramdham. So Om Mantra meditation, it brings us self-awareness. It purifies us, takes all the impurities out of our system and transforms us. And then the wisdom within, all the Shastra's wisdom comes within. And automatically it makes us happy, peaceful. These are the ultimate benefits. But now let's practice it. How should we practice this to that level? Again, going back to the same Om iti aksharam Brahma, Vivaran Mamu Smaran. So how we bring this supreme power into our daily behavior with every breath. Whatever we think, Om Mantra, Om, also put it with each breath. I want to share this with you with breath. You know, I did not realize when we were childhood that your parents don't tell you much, that you just observe it. And I observed my mother. She had the nose pierced on both sides. And she used to wear that coca, whatever you call it, that nose. But her inside patches had the Om in it. She specifically put the Om in it. And she never explained why did she do that. She had the tattoos, her Om, on her hands. She never explained it. But now when I think back, that why she put that Om with, because she wanted each breath to be combined with Om. And she thought maybe she forgets that, but she never explains that part, that why she put this Om in her nose, those Om patches in her nose inside of it. So whatever we breathe, as I said, Sansa di mala na japa mein tera naam. And then whatever we think, whatever we touch, my biggest practice is whatever I touch, I just, my hand and that thing goes Om. If I take the water, when the water goes like this, it goes like, my tongue has an Om. So I just kind of, Om is just like, I would say, my life. Whatever I eat, speak, see, whatever, every time put the Om in your eyes so you won't be able to see bad things in people. You won't be judgmental. Put Om in your ears, listen to that music. Then there is no space for any other gossips or anything else. And fill your heart with love. So I always put these 5 monkeys. Think good. Whatever you do with these 5 indriyas, just put Om there. And then share that love which comes from your heart with others. So every action with love, compassion, and goodness. This is how we practice the goodness. Practice goodness everywhere. Practice goodness of thinking, making the best use of mind, best use of eyes, best use of ears, best use of tongue, and best use of our hands, whatever we do. So practice, practice, practice. But with the practice, have a patience. Because developing spirituality is very gradual process. It says here, Uppar में बुद्ध्या गति ग्रहिता आत्म संस्था मना कृतवाना किंचिदपि चिंत्यत. Don't think anything else. Just live in the consciousness of supreme power, Om mantra, all the time. Then, step by step, we will develop the spirituality within us. So, self-realization and going on this path is not an activity, but it is a lifestyle one has to live. So reprogramming the mind through Om mantra. This is, I have the practice here, which I talked about it, 30 days program. So then it becomes a program. Every day kind of, I checked my activities. I used to do it. Now it has become the habit. But in the morning, Om mantra before starting my day. And this is what Lord Krishna says, live in my consciousness. How can we live in his consciousness? Because we forget during the daytime. So this calendar helps to live in his consciousness by the actions, by Om mantra, by devotions, by bhakti, whatever we do. Because why I call it Om mantra, that's the easiest method. Because for karma karne ke liye, for the action, we need to have a healthy body. Seva, for doing seva, we have to go somewhere to volunteer work. But with Om mantra, you can do wherever you are sitting. Seva bhav, you can have it wherever we are in the house, all that. But we need to have a body to do action. But for Om mantra, we don't need anything because the breath is going through the nose anyhow. So just put the Om there and then let it go on the autopilot. Because bhakti ke liye bhi, bhakti is when you put the love. So heart is there, you just put the love, and with Om, love comes automatically. That is the byproduct of it. But we have to discipline ourselves. So this calendar is basically for disciplining ourselves and living in Yukt. Lord Krishna says, live in my consciousness. So how to live in Yukta Ahar Vihar with him? By constant practicing. And just wanted to share this logo, with the pathtoanandam logo, which came through this. This logo is not man-made. It came through this mantra. And this whole teachings of how to be happy, go beyond your limitations through path to Anandamm, to blissful life. All that is came through this mantra. So just I thought I should share with you this is a real example of it. So thank you very much for joining. And now we will go for the meditation. And today we are going to do energy meditation because we are all made with energy and matter. Om is MC squared 2. Om is energy, matter and energy and the current. And our physical body is matter. But the vibrations of Om comes with love, peace and Anandamm. So we'll do it. And then with this aura, when we develop this peaceful aura, then here with the universe, we share with everybody here. So you can see it here. And of course, with every breath, I put it again here to remind ourselves. And mala does not mean physical mala. This is a sasandi mala. So breath with Om, what does it do? How does it make us yoga yukta? So experience the life force. This is what during the meditation we will talk about it. You experience the energy, Om energy with breath. Feel that energy in the body, which I talk about it in the meditation. And as we exhale, send that energy to others. So how does Anandamm meditation works? This Om meditation works. Om enriches the Anandamay Shakti, pure healing energy that fills our heart and love and eternal happiness, and feel that Satchit Ananda. And then when our heart is filled with love, peace, Anandam, the fountain is filled. The fountain cannot retain that power anymore and likes to share with others. It could be in the form of seva, it could be form of talking about Bhagavad Gita, talking whatever, but feels sharing with others. So then everybody else gets benefit. So the tips and the action of the day is practice, practice, practice at every level, with body, mind, at the soul level, and every moment of our life. So I specifically put it here. See all around you with Om, even drinking water with Om. Hold water in your mouth. Feel water with Om together. Put Om in your eyes. Eat with Om. Whatever you are eating, just think about for a few seconds and just put a Om mantra on the food. Just the Om, the symbol on the food with the feelings. Every grain should be enriched with Om. Because we are not just eating the food, we are eating the vibration, the energy which comes from the food. And then we are connected with this, not within ourselves, we are connected with the external world, supreme power.